Okay, good evening ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host Shane Gilfeather and you've joined us for the 14th round of the Formula 1 League for 2020 at Racecentre. Tonight we see ourselves at Istanbul in Turkey. It's about 2 hours from the actual town itself. It was opened in 2005 in August and it cost a whopping $65 million to build. 25 of that was from the government and 40 was from private funding. Got a capacity of 155,000 people and we're almost full in the grandstands at the moment. Originally designed for clockwise, but Tilke thought it was more challenging to make this track anti-clockwise. And the first winner was Kimi Raikkonen, who hopefully we'll see him do that again this year. We haven't been there due to the declining crowds from 2005 to 2007, so we're glad to be back. It's such a driver's track and a spectator track as well. Alright, let's join the action as we're in our qualifier session at the moment. We're on board with Jack Song. And we're actually got him on our driver cam at the moment, so yes, we'll bring up the track map as well. Driver cam, and that's Jack Song on in the screen there. He's racing with us from the shop on our full motion sims. As you can see, the motion under heavy braking as he turns into turn 1, heading down the right hand bend. Jack's currently in P4 at the moment. I'll just drop back to P5 with a 121.729. Just go on board with him now, see where he's at. Beautiful circuit to Istanbul. Very much the back section's all flat out if you can hit the spots right. Turn 8 is quite a long triple left-hander, so you really got to pick your point. If the guys want to save their tyres, they'll need to back off slightly and just get back on the gas. The ones that'll push hard on the softs during quali, they'll definitely use up their tyres to get a good time here. One DRS zone, which is down through turns 11, heading into turn 12, down the back straight. Okay. So who we got? We'll bring up the times at the moment. Scott Flack currently on pole with a 118.792. That's half a second faster than Porter. Porter really want to make amends after last round's unfortunate clip on the first turn. Unfortunately, Scott Flack just narrowly clipped the back of Porter, which put them both at the back of the field. So it was an uphill battle all the way at Imola. And that was 2 weeks ago tonight. So they're back again. Marty Porter definitely want to make amends for that. We'll go through because we do have a few driver cams on tonight. We're definitely getting more and more visual feeds in from the drivers. Okay, so we've got Hillel Caesar. Where's he at the moment? He's in P6. Hasn't really posted a quick time at the moment, but when we talk about Hillel Caesar, that's him there, sporting the Ford, and he's driving in the Cooler Master F1 team. Nice purple shirt to go with the car. Who else have we got on screen? We've got Marty Porter. Let's follow him for a little bit. He's in P3. That's Marty Porter there in the Mercedes. He's also racing with us from the store. And we've also got Thomas Foster, who's currently in P2 at the moment. That's Thomas Foster on screen there, and we're watching the other Mercedes driver on screen, currently in P2, and he's on his outlap. Just under 4 minutes to go now. Flack's still out front. During practice, they're all within a thousandth of each other. We do have a couple of international drivers here with us tonight. One is Peter Vagapov in P4. He'll be driving in the Red Bull car. And we've also got Renati Adu. He joined us last week and really impressed, so we're looking forward to see what he's got for us tonight. He's driving with us from Indonesia, so all the Indonesian fans definitely give a shout out to him and cheer him on. I'm sure he will hear you as he's circulating in P5 at the moment in the Haas car. So 3 minutes to go, quite a long circuit, but these guys, I would assume, are going to be pretty tight the whole race. It's not really, it's quite an open circuit, even though these times are quite close. Definitely closer during practice as to the quali. Maybe some guys were sandbagging during qualify session. But we're on board with Renati Adu in the Haas, looks like Rojon car. Just coming onto the main straight. Turn 14 down the main straight. We'll try and show you guys where the DRS zone if we stay on board with Renati. Coming into turn 1 quite wide, so he's given up on that lap, so we'll try and follow someone else. We'll go with Marty Porter in P3 at the moment. Okay, so he's prepped his lap, coming down the main straight. Going into turn 1. This should be his floor at the moment. Quite a sweeping left, but you have to control it as a really tight right-hander. He's really got that nailed in. The guys can only change brake bias, take the fuel out and change their tyres. There's no wing settings or car settings, so very stock standard. Just to level out the playing field with amongst all the drivers. You can see he's posting the best first sector at the moment, so he's definitely going to be climbing, hopefully, on a P1. It's only 1 minute to go. Down the back straight coming into turn 9. And we quickly back out down the main straight through turn 10. And this is our DRS detection zone here. And our activate, no, sorry, that was the activation zone. So we should be under DRS. You see the green lights just either side of the steering wheel there. And we're coming around for our hot lap. So is he going to be posting a fast time? We're not too sure. He just scraped in with the fastest first sector, but he's lost a bit of time on the second sector there. And he comes through up into P2. Great move from Marty. We'll see if Thomas has got any answer for that one. As we go on board with him, he's just parked it there. Hello, Caesar. Coming down the main straight, he's here. Okay, so he's just crossed the line with 6 seconds to go. This will be his last attempt at pole as we see the checkered flag. But if you're on your flying lap already, then it'll still count. Marty Porter happy with front row at the moment, but we've still got Halil trying to bust the fastest lap. So we're coming into turn 7 at the moment. Sharp uphill drive. Got to hang it out wide and get the good run on turn 8 as it's a triple left-hander. 1, 2 and 3. Actually quadruple left-hander. Here we go. Full speed down the main straight. Coming into turn 9. Braking hard, but it's quite a sweeping, so you can get on the gas, back on the gas early. And if you look at the steering wheel, look for the green lights on either side. There it is. That's DRS open up, coming down through turn 11, hard braking into turn 12. Got to brake early here to get the car because the track turns back. Really awkward section here as we get on back onto the main straight. Got a couple of good sectors there, but I don't think this is going to get him up to up to the front, and he's not too happy about that either. So it's Scott Flack. Just bring up the results here. Okay, so it's Scott Flack on pole with a 118.556. Marty Porter, half a second behind on a 119.1, almost cracking that 18 second. Thomas Foster in P3, 119.147. We can see it's going to be very tight as we've got the top 6 drivers all within a second of each other, just over a second from each other. Okay. So the boys are now preparing for the start of the race. It's 58 laps tonight. Don't know if I showed you guys that. We're currently at Istanbul. This is the schedule, and we've only got 2 more tracks left to go after this. So 26th of November will be a mystery track, probably Portimao, because we missed it out on that, and then Abu Dhabi for the grand final on the 10th of December. So getting ready for the start of the race. Okay, so we're just making sure with the guys where they're ready to go. Okay, so you can hear the call for the drivers to grid up, ready for the formation lap as we head into this 58 lap race at Istanbul. If you're watching out there, give us a shout out, let us know that you're watching, say good day. This is a pre-course to what we're going to see in the real life on the weekend. So the boys are gridding up at the moment. Scott Flack on pole. Okay, looks like we're going to have to restart the grid, unfortunately. One of our drivers had a technical issue. Okay, so we're gridding up again. Remember, we've got Peter Vagapov from Russia and Ronaldo Ito in P4 from Indonesia. Scott Flack's local to Racecentre. Jack Song and Marty Porter. Okay, so the guys will be rolling out on a formation lap. Track temp at the moment's 35 degrees. It's going to get quite hot for the guys in the sims at the moment. And it's a 58 lap race. Each lap's 5.3 kilometers. And the current lap record holder is Juan Pablo Montoya in 2005 when he posted a 1:24.770. I dare say that's going to be beaten tonight and on the weekend. So let's see what times they get in the current cars. So I'll just show you the starting order. It'll be Scott Flack off pole, Marty Porter front row of the grid, Thomas Foster and Ronaldo Ito round out the second grid. Peter Bogopov in the Red Bull, next to Helio Caesar in the Cooler Master entry, and we've got Jack Song for the Racing Point team. Okay, so a couple of the boys warming up their tyres. It looks like Scott Flack's going to start on. Looks like they just changed in front of my eyes. I thought he's on definitely on softs at the moment. Could have been a reflection. So maybe Porter and Foster will start on. Yep, Foster's on softs. Porter's on softs as well with the red band. Ronaldo Ito in the Haas is going to be on softs. Peter Bogopov in the Red Bull is also on softs. Helio Caesar on softs, and it looks like Jack's going to start on mediums. Okay, so we'll bring you up the track map. Guys still warming up their tyres. Down into turn 12. Jack Song coming through turn 12 at the moment. So Scott Flack leading us onto the main straight to grid up. Okay, just waiting for Jackson to bring up the rear here. Okay, it's a nervous, and there we go, green lights are gone. Scott Flack getting into turn one. It looks like Marty Porter's got in the P2, settled in there quite nicely. And we've got like a 3-car, 4, 5-car battle for P2 at the moment. Marty Porter just really wants to get his way out of here. Ronaldo Ito just crashed into the side of Thomas Foster, it looks like, and he's dropping back, further back. We'll just see if we can see that one. What happened there, back there? Go on board with Ronaldo Ito up the back here. You can see him chasing up the back, but he's dropped back. It looks like that's actually a live feed at the moment. So I'll go back live and see that Flack's got a 3-second lead over Foster. Season Porter's either made a mistake or just got swamped under brakes. As he's circulating now in P4, and Helio Caesar from the back of the grid is now up into P3. So he sees positions gained already. The biggest climb, as I said, Caesar 3 spots up from P6 to P3 already, and the rest have all dropped a spot. You can see Ronaldo Ito really trying to get on the back of Porter. He goes up the inside. Like I said, you really get swamped because there's a lot of drafting going on here. Even though you're not using DRS, there's plenty of overtaking. As we see Peter Bogopov coming up the inside and takes both of them, but overshoots it a bit. Will he hold on? These two coming together. So Scott Flack just posting the fastest time with a 119.938. Porter getting swamped down the back here. Chasing two. Look at this. It's like the last lap of Indy on the Indy 500. It's all about the drafting. They've really just got to settle down, get in a groove. as they're letting Black Foster Caesar go out in front. These three are definitely stuck together. Caesar on the back of Foster at the moment. Black's just walking away with it. Porter's just got to settle back in. He knows he's got a tyre strategy, as he mentioned on team radio to the crew chief earlier, so let's see if he sticks with it. I don't think he was expecting to go from P2 down to P6 in 2 laps, so he's just got to knuckle down like he did at Imola. Did a great job to make his way back up front of the podium for that race. But it's Ito and Bogopov battling for P4 at the moment. That's Rinaldi from Indonesia and Bogopov from Russia racing. You can see Caesar getting up on Thomas Foster at the moment. That takes us into the 4th lap. That's Caesar on screen for Cooler Master. You can see really concentrating, leaning into the turns. He's just trying to keep his cool as he's got Foster on the back, bound to come up behind him as they tuck into the draft and get that advantage, but they need to come out if they want to turn, because they lose their front downforce. As we mention this at each round, you can get only close enough within a few metres, but you lose all your front downforce, so if there's any corners coming, you really need to pull out and get that advantage. As we see Porter just dropping off the back of Bogopov and Ito at the moment. Flack really throwing this car around, already pulling out a 6-second gap. He's got no one to deal with but himself, as Caesar and Foster side by side, and here comes Ito and Bogopov from Russia. They're still relatively close with each other, like it's not a huge gap. Obviously Flack's with a 6-second lead, really pulling away, but these guys are staying close. Porter looks like he's starting to drop off a little, really work getting those tyres heated up. Probably got the front right a bit too hot, as the sector 1 of this track's really punishing on the tyres, but the sector 2 and 3 are quite easy without excusing the last couple of corners on the main straight. They're quite tight. So watching Marty Porter at the moment. That's him on screen, the driver cam. Bring that up now. Looks like he's just trying to keep his cool and set in his rhythm. It's only lap 5 of 58. It's going to be a long race. See Foster closing in on the back of Caesar under brakes, and you see that front wash, unable to turn the car properly, probably using up his tyres just to get some grip on the front end. And that's bringing Ito and Bogopov into the picture. They're only like within 2 seconds, so these two may be holding each other up, so I keep mentioning as well each round. On board with Thomas Foster. Watch chasing down Halil going through turn 8. Got 4 left-handers in succession down the main straight, coming in at turn 11. No, that's not right. We're coming in at turn 9 now, through turn 10, down to turn 11 at the moment. This is the DRS zone, so doesn't look like he's got it on this lap, but look at that speed difference as he brakes hard into turn 12. He takes the position That's Thomas Foster getting himself back into P2. You can see just in the distance, Idu and Vagapov holding P4 and 5 quite easy. Porter just dropping a further couple of seconds back, so he's really struggling down the back there. We stay on board with Thomas Foster at the moment. It's very deceiving, that hill. You don't notice it too much in the car, but on TV it really emphasises the elevation change, and the two guys at the back in the Haas and the Red Bull are really catching these guys. So once it's a four-way battle for P2, it's going to be a ding-dong battle, let's hope. As Foster goes through the turn 8, heading up into turn 9. DRS zone, so I'm not too sure if Hillel's actually got it active at the moment. So we're right on board with Hillel Caesar for Cooler Master. The Indonesian and the Russian really catching these two. You can see all four of them down the main straight. So this is getting quite interesting. These guys really settling in too, and doing what they can to catch the back of these guys. It looks like there's plenty of drafting even from back there, as the speed difference must be quite enough to get on the back. As we just saw Idu just run a bit wide there, but he's hasn't lost too much time to Caesar and Vagapov behind. See if we can watch back to, we're on board with Renard Idu. Looking back at Vagapov for Red Bull in P5 at the moment, only half a second behind. So this is the DRS zone going through turn 11. Will we see him catch up and get larger in the picture as we brake hard into turn 12? To sharp left, right, and then another left onto the main straight with 50 laps to go. It's only 8 laps down. You can see Vagapov taking a wide line, but he's lost a bit of time there coming on the main straight. But they're definitely both catching Hillel Caesar. That's pretty much the gap. Any closer and you start losing that front downforce, really affecting your speed through the sector, first sector of this circuit. As you can see on the track map at the top right hand corner, it's quite twisty. See a lot of smoke coming up from the tyres there. Foster just pulling away a little bit there, but Caesar definitely in good company with these two. Marty Porter dropping back. He's climbing a little bit. He's back up to 5 seconds, so it's not that bad at the moment. Fastest lap of the race is Scott Flack out in front by himself. Still 6 seconds ahead of Foster in P2. His fastest lap at the moment, so 1:19.938. So about a second off his qualifying pace at the moment. But he really needs to make those tyres work for him. Just see where Jack Song is in the Racing Point entry. As we bring him up on driver cam. Looks like a bit of network issue there, but still circulating. Looks like the DRS zone at turn 11, sweeping through. Go back up the front now with Thomas Foster. Few camera angles around Turkey, Istanbul, really beautiful circuit and beautifully presented. As I said before in the broadcast, really it's a driver's track and a crowd pleaser as well. I'll just spot where he is on the track. He's coming through turn 11, full speed. We see Caesar just dropping back. There's a fight back there between Bagapov, Caesar and Ito. Looks like Caesar's just overshot turn 12. Looks like he's dropped back. He's in the kitty litter, and there goes Porter just in front. So that releases Ito and Bagapov in P3 and 4 at the moment. We're on board with Peter Bagapov from Russia. We don't have driver camp for him at the moment. You see him chasing down Ronaldo Ito in P3 for Team Haas. First race with us was at Imola last week. He just jumped in and did really well. So with some practice this week, he's definitely more consistent on circuit. This is the closest battle on track at the moment, only half second apart. Bagapov going up the inside. Through turn, that's not turn 11. Coming into turn 9, it looks like. This is coming onto the main straight. So that's Bagapov, Edu, and Edu is coming to the pits for his first set. He's rolling through the lane already. Now he's going to mediums. Those set of softs only lasted him 12 laps, so we'll see what the other guys do with their set of softs. But Ito wants to make this next stint last longer, so he's gone for the mediums. And he'll probably rejoin in P5 because you see Little Caesar's already pitted for his tyres as well. Just go on board with Caesar to see what compound he went. He went back on the softs. So we'll see who else has stopped for tyres at the moment. It's just Ito and Caesar. The front four is still yet to pit, and Porter moves up into P4 at the moment. Maybe he was doing the sensible thing and just looking after his tyres. We go on board with Porter there. Just coasting around. His last lap was a 121.7. Scott Flack's circulating with a 120.7, and Foster's down in the 122s. So is Peter Bagapov. They're in the 122s as well. So Ronaldo Ito's on a 138, but that included a pit stop. So it's quite a short pit run. So you're not sacrificing too much time. You definitely make that up on a fresher set of tyres around here. As I said earlier, the first sector is quite tight and punishing on the tyres as opposed to the rest of the circuit, which is nice and flowing and high speed. Scott Flack still with the fastest lap of the race. His last lap was a 120.758, so he's running consistent times there, and he's pulled away to a 10-second lead out to Thomas Foster in P2 for the Mercedes. So Flack comes onto the main straight on lap 14. Looks like Foster's dived into the lane himself. He goes for his second set of boots. Does he have time to take a drink? No, probably not. Looked like a 2-second pit stop there, which is pretty good. And he's out rejoining in P5. So Renato Ito's definitely jumped the spot there ahead of Foster, coming in just one lap earlier. So definitely the undercut's going to work for the guys tonight. So Foster's probably taken note of that, and we'll know that for the next stint. He's gone back to soft, so he hasn't changed compound. As I think Edu went to mediums, as we saw earlier in his pit stop. So Foster may catch him due to the softer compound, but is that going to be good enough? I'm not too sure. We'll stay on board with Thomas Foster in P5. Sweeping through turn 11. We can't see the DRS active yet. I don't think it was within the detection zone to come onto the main straight. This is the closest battle on screen at the moment. His boss is now within a second of Edu, so any DRS zones is definitely going to get that button activated for the run down turn 11. Here he goes, watch him climb up to the back of Edu. That's okay, we're in turn 8 at the moment, which is quite a long one. 4 left-hand turns. This is where we'll see the gain and the climbing. Right on the back of Edu now. Edu just running wide a bit there. He's lost a bit of time. Foster just takes the position. But will Edu get it back under brakes? We see Bagapov driving in a pit lane at the moment. Just ahead of these guys. And that's Foster up into P3. Porter up into P2, so he's managed to climb back. Just see where he's at the moment. He's yet to pit actually, so he is just managing those tyres, letting him last. And that's definitely working for him at the moment, as he's back up into P2. Not too sure when he's going to be pitting for tyres and whether he'll go back on the stop as well. We're at top speed, 8th gear, 300 up to 15 or 18 kilometers an hour. Just cracking on the 320 as we turn into turn 12, 13 and 14 onto the main straight. We see on screen probably the only one. Him and Black Porter and Jack Song are yet to pit, so we should see them in the next few laps. So they want to stretch out to at least 20, as that'll mean it's only a 2-stop strategy for those two. I can hear the team radio, so one of either Song or Porter is due for pit stop any second now. Stay on board with Marty Porter. He definitely wants to stretch it out to at least lap 20, so he's got 3 laps to go if he's going to make this work. Then he knows he can stay on soft. He's not too sure how long the medium's going to last for him. You see the crowd getting quite vocal down the back straight here. can see him in the grandstand. It's coming into turn 11 right now at top speed. Cracking on to the 314, 16, 17, 18, 19, right on the 20s. He brakes hard in turn 12. Really tricky section, taking that in second gear. Just letting the car work for him. And that's definitely already up into seventh gear. Top speed again as we brake hard into the downhill left-hand turn. You can see it just washing off there. Porter just wiping his brow, probably sweating in here. It is quite warm. We like to give them the full experience when they come into Racecentre on our full motion sims. We turn the aircon off so they feel how hot it can get in the car as we battle on. Porter still in P2, yet to pit. Foster is already pitted and he's already 7 seconds behind. So I'd say Porter really needs to do something soon, otherwise he's going to lose that advantage to Foster back in P3. And it looks like Foster's going to get some company anytime soon because he's got Vagapov in his rear vision mirror. You can see Foster just ahead up the road here as we're on board with Peter Vagapov from Russia going through turn 9, 10, down through approaching turn 11, the DRS zone there on the left hand side. Doesn't look like he's in the zone at the moment, but he's still tucking into that draft. You can see him closing up. Probably just overshot it there. Taking nice wide lines. And he comes round for the 19th lap of the race. About a third of the way there now. It's Black out front. Scott Black, championship leader. Marty Porter in second, 20 seconds behind, but losing that time to I was going to say Peter Foster, that's his father, Thomas Foster, in P3, only just under 5.5 seconds, and Vagapov just dropped outside that 1 second gap now to Foster, so he's outside the DRS. Only Foster can really just put his head down, he can stretch that deficit to Vagapov. Vagapov there with Foster in the foreground. Taking turn 9 and 10, there's Porter ducking into the lane now. Oh. I think he's going to come in. I heard them on team radio to pick Fox. And there he is, he's coming in the lane. Make sure he doesn't cop a penalty coming in. 80k speed limit. Just got to stop in his box. Should be about 2 seconds. 1, 2, and off he goes. Good stop from the Mercedes team. And he's rejoining in P6. Vagapov from Russia's, we see, I just heard on team radio, they've called Scott Black in for his set of tyres now that they've just reached the 1/3 mark, and there he is driving into pit lane. He's also in for his set. So I say this is strategic two-stop strategy on the softs. He did enough in the first sector, so we'll see where that's going to make it to the end ahead of Foster, Ito and Caesar close behind. So Foster's dropped to Vagapov. Vagapov's already pitted for tyres. As we see the number of stops, everyone's done one except for Jack Song at the back. He started on medium, so those tyres are definitely going to last longer. Probably not as quick on track through the first sectors. really require a lot of grip getting through these sweeping left and right hand uphill, downhill turns. Blind left-hander here, and then into a hard braking to go right down the hill, and then left again. Short sprint, left sprint, so it's a quick squirt. Down into turn 7, but you've got to brake early and get up, get that sweeping, really demanding on the front left, as now we've got 4 fast, full speed left-hand turns. We'll see if he lifts it all. He's just sitting at about 280. The engine under load as they take the left-handers. That's Bagapov in P2, 4 seconds behind Flack. So looks like that's everyone pitting now. That's Song in and out. So Bagapov really making this strategy work, but Flack's definitely on a better set of tyres, as we saw Bagapov pit about 5 or 6 laps ago. So that's the advantage Flack will have over these guys chasing him down. It's Jack Song coming out of pit lane, just ahead of Thomas Foster. Jack Song just giving way to Thomas Foster when he can, doing a good job there. Coming into turn 7, that sharp right uphill turn. And then hanging out wide for the 4 fast left-hand turns. Turn 8, 1, 2, 3, and here comes the 4th down the main straight. Scott Flack on the new set of tyres, just posting the fastest lap of the race with a 119.375. That's about 6/100ths of a second faster than the first stint. So we'll see. He's probably chasing down. No, he's probably trying to stretch away from Bagapov at the moment in P2, and he's stretched that lead to over 7 seconds now. That's 2 seconds within 2 laps. Lap 23.58, and all the boys have now pitted for their second set of tyres. It looks like they're just going to go soft. As we see Thomas Foster take us into turn 1. Nice aerial view as we see Peter Bagapov just up front. You see the track rubbering up quite nicely now. Guys will definitely know where to go. Just that's where the most of the grip is. You don't want to run off, otherwise you'll just hit the marbles, and it gets pretty slippery out there as we getting up over 300 kilometres an hour down the main straight into turn 9. Through turn 9 and the right hand at turn 10, and on the straight for turn 11. This is the DRS zone, as you see the board on the left hand side. Foster's not really within the zone yet. He's a second and a half back. And, Peter Bagapov doing a great job in P2 at the moment. Renato Ito's chasing down Jack Song. This isn't for position. Jack Song's probably going to drop back a lap at the moment. You see Ito working hard to chase the back. He's gone to mediums, and Jack's on mediums as well. You can see the wash, and that's Jack Song just giving way to Renato Ito. Good sportsmanship there displayed as he sprints up to turn 9. Sharp right hand uphill run. You see the elevation change. Quite blind most of these corners, but these guys have done enough laps to know where they are. As we see Ito just keep the gas down, coming into turn 9 and 10. quite an open chicane here. You can still carry a fair bit of speed. Someone's already taken out one of the bollards there. This is fast right-hander. See on board we're at 310, getting right on the 320. We brake hard into turn 12, coming onto the main straight. So I'd say Renati only needs one more stop, although everyone else will as well. But Renati should stretch these out so that maybe he can take this to the end of the race and save himself a pit stop, if he can afford to do that. At the moment it's Flack pulling away, 9-second gap from Peter Vagapov in P2. And Foster is a further 2.5 seconds behind. See Vagapov just going through screen there. See the sweat just dripping off Thomas Foster's face there as it's getting quite hot. He's racing with us from Queensland. So very much an interstate and international race, as we have a lot of guys joining us remotely as well as in store. See Foster really working those front tyres, making the tyres work for him. Getting in the turns, but he's got quite a nice line. He's trying to stay on the grippier part of the circuit. Just goes wide on that apex there. Although you can carry a bit more speed if you carry it wider. We haven't seen where Hillel Caesar, he's made his way back up to P4. Ahead of Ronaldo in the Haas car, so he's definitely working his way back up as we go on board in the purple Cooler Master entry. You see where he is on circuit, we can see top right-hand corner as Foster's coming in for his second set of tyres. Caesar taking us on to the main straight for lap 27. Pretty much 4 or 5 cars here on the main straight, close together. We've got, not too sure what's going on there. Looks like a bit of neck code issues. Stay on board with Hillel Caesar. We'll just turn around and see if we can see behind him. That's Ronaldo, who he's just taken position from, trying to stay on the back of him, but this is a fast part of the circuit, so tucking into that draft really helps the car behind. I think they're going through turns 8 at the moment. Yeah, full gas. Like on the leaderboard, he's actually in the pits at the moment, so probably his last lap on board with watching him. He drops back into P6 at the moment. There he is, driving into pit lane. And that'll release Ito now up into P3. Porter's also pitted, I think. Just check the pit stop count. It's Caesar Foster in for their second set. Oh, Jackson almost running a bit too deep, trying to allow Porter through, and that's 30 laps remaining, 28 down, 30 to go. So he's got 33 seconds behind the leader and 2.5 seconds to the guy in front. I'll bring back up the times so we can see who's close. So it looks like Porter and Foster are together, two Mercedes drivers. You can see Foster in the background there. There we see Foster trying to get it back at Porter, getting the draft. Really closing up tight on Porter as they come onto the main straight. It's Foster and Porter for P4. And they're also catching Ronaldo Ito out in P3. Joining us from all the way from Indonesia in the Haas car. So Porter definitely just taking it easy, looking after those tyres. Foster's just coming in for an extra stop and smashing those soft tyres, soft compounds, so he'll probably have to make another stop, so that could be an advantage for Porter later on. You see how totally different strategies will play out towards the end of the race. At the moment it looks like Porter's quite slow, but it's just because he's looking after the tyres more. And Foster's able to get in the draft here. You'll see him pull in and get closer to the back of Porter, and they both get on the back. Porter just running wide there, probably overshot it. Looking in the rear vision mirror while he's got Ito in front. He's got Porter behind. There's the DRS for both of them because they're both within the 1 second of each other, but it looks like Foster's going to get balked by Ito. He's going to have to give the position back to Porter, but Porter's backed out of that one, looking after his tyres. So that's Porter on the back still, Ito and Porter's just on the back there. Chasing down these two now. The Mercedes has swapped over and they've just clipped. And Foster's has to back out of that one to give Ito the position back. They've got to let Ronaldo Ito just settle in and get the position, but Marty Porter wasn't involved in that, so he's going to gain from this, and he's just grabbed two positions in the matter of a couple of corners. Just go wide there, see where we're at. So Foster's definitely giving the position back to Ito, but unfortunately he's lost the spot to Porter in the meantime. Foster's still on the back of Ito, as we see Ito really struggling on those tyres. He probably needs to pit anytime soon. That's a short set for this mediums, not really working for him, even though the mediums last longer. They're not giving him enough grip and it's affecting him. So I'd say he's coming in, and there he is. He's just jumped in. Oh, and he's hit the wall. He's hit the wall approaching the pit lane. That's going to cost him valuable time. That's at least 5 seconds there. That's okay. He's just got to settle down. He's still in the fight for P4 or 5 at the moment. Yes, and he's gone back to softs. So we'll see him come back out, smash these tyres, and he'll probably need to pit one more time after this because we're, 26 laps away from the end of the race. Haven't seen Scott Flack much. He's out by himself. Currently 18 seconds ahead of Peter Vagapov from Russia in the Red Bull. He's doing a great job keeping his nose clean out there. His last lap was a 122.6. Scott Flack was a 121 flat, and behind him Thomas Foster just posted a 121.6. So Foster is slightly catching, but that's a 21-second deficit that Foster's got to fight for, and he's going to burn up those tyres doing it as well, trying to get back on the back of these guys. So we're on board with Peter Vagapov at the moment. Probably the only driver with the halo on still. You can select which ones you want. Whether to drive with the halo on or not, most of the drivers just say get rid of it. Unfortunately, real guys don't have that luxury. And that's the beauty about virtual racing. You don't really need the protective halo. It is quite distracting, but after a while you do get used to it. But it can affect your entry because you don't get visuals on the apex as you look forward into the corner that you're approaching. So it can impede your visuals. You just have to feel the car and the track and know where you're going there. We see Vagapov just, he's coming in for his next set of tyres as well. We'll see if he changes compound. That's him in pit lane, 20 seconds behind the leader and 19 seconds ahead of Thomas Foster. Peter Foster joined us for the V8 race for the first time last night, which is the father of Thomas Foster in the race tonight, currently in P3. So that was a quick stop from the Red Bull team, fastest pit stop of the night so far. And he rejoins in P2, but he's got got Foster behind him. I'll have to just call him Foster from now on. See if, yeah, there's Foster behind there, so now that Foster can see. And that looks like Porter right behind him too, so this is a battle that's going to get close and compress up, I assume. But Vagapov definitely got the advantage here with the fresher set of tyres. Foster's tyres are only a couple of laps old, so not too much of a difference, but definitely towards the end of the race. That may cost one extra pit stop, which is going to cost him an extra 10-15 seconds by my calculations. So we see Foster go through turn 11, coming into turn 12, just about to approach lap 35 of this 58 lap race at Istanbul in Turkey. The first winner of this track was Kimi Räikkönen back in 2005 with the opening of the Turkish Grand Prix in the Formula 1 calendar. And the current lap record holder is one Pablo Montoya, but that's probably going to be succeeded this weekend by, my guess is, the Mercedes once again. I think the real life Formula 1 will have 2 DRS zones active on the circuit. It'll be down the main straight and down turn 11. So they'll get 2 zones. We've only got 1 zone, which is all the way down the main straight at turn 11, where you can see the little sector 3 sign on the track map on the top right hand corner. And we're going through turn 11 now. So this is the fastest part of the circuit, 308, 310. Without DRS, we'll probably get 320 just on the braking zone. As Foster does a good job just to stay tight, hits the apexes really well. And he's just on 2 seconds behind Peter Vagapov, behind him. Okay, welcome back. It's still Scott Flack out front, 34 seconds ahead. Absolutely annihilating this bunch. Ahead of Peter Bagapov in P2 at the moment. Just going through lap 37 of 58. Quite a fast section here. So I'm just trying to make out where we're at the moment. Okay, so we're just gone through turns 5 and 6 up into turn 7. Peter taking it nice and wide to hit the apex on the exit there. Good turn in there, and he's hitting every apex here quite flat. He's just opened the wheel up just to dig the car in again, just so he can get that apex and a better run. Taking it nice and wide, hitting both ripples through turn 9 and 10. And this is us going down turn 11 once again. Looks like Foster's dropping off, not too much. It was 2 seconds flat, now it's 2.3. So Peter definitely holding his own up the front there. That's probably why I'm getting the names mixed up, because I've got Peter Bagapov and Thomas Foster in P3. So those two are together on track. Just saw Porter coming onto the main straight. He's a further 7 seconds behind these guys. Rinaldi Adu is coming onto the main straight. And he's in P5 at the moment. His fastest lap of the race so far is a 120 flat. 120.084. Little Caesar struggling on the tyres. He's gone for the medium compound. Hopefully he makes this last to the end of the race, but that's even another 20 laps on from where we are at the moment. I'm not too sure where that's going to be done with good effect. And we've got Jack Song driving with us. He's in store. We'll just go to his driver cam if I can bring it up. That's him circulating on now sim number 1 down the front left-hand corner. You can see the full motion sim really working hard there. Change of direction as we've got 20 laps to go. It's a great race at Turkey, Istanbul. You can see Jack's got quite good focus and his wheel works quite smooth. You can see under deep brakes, really pushing hard, turning in. These D-box simulators really give you realistic suspension feeling, especially not so much the G-force in these cars, but the definite braking power of these cars as the seat hits the back of your head if you don't change your gear in time. As the car gets into a bit of a lag and starts to jolt forward, and therefore the seat smacks you in the back of the head, reminding you to change gear. So Jack's still on the mediums, making them work for him at the moment. His fastest lap of the race is a 123.5, and he's just circulating a couple of seconds off that at the moment. So he's definitely just looking after these mediums, trying to save a pit stop as he comes out of turn 8. No, he comes out of turn 6. No, he comes out of turn 8 into turn 9, 10, and down the main straight at turn 11, down the back part of the circuit. Definitely starting to warm up here inside the shop here. We've got 8 of these 4Motion sims. You can all join in and race each other. If you want to join us for the next round, get in contact with us and get on one of these sims as we see Jack getting bounced around as he goes through the first turn. Got a couple of guys pitting now. I can hear the engineers on the radio. Sounds like Foster and Porter, both Mercedes, they could be double stacking at the same time. That's Marty Porter, and this is Thomas Foster at the moment. It's lap 41, so we're in the last third of the race, and that's Thomas Foster diving into pit lane. So where's Porter, and what's he going to do? He's in P5 at the moment. He's also coming in for his set. So could be, they're far enough apart to double stack, so they only need 2 seconds for each pit stop, as long as the pit crew are ready. That's Foster just taking off there, as you can see in the foreground. And Porter's in for his, assuming his last set of softs as they rejoin the circuit. On board with Scott Flack, who's been leading pretty much ever since the green light, so it could be flag to flag win for Scott this round. We'll go on board with him for a full lap. I'll just take off the bottom so we can see the steering wheel and the speeds that he goes. This is turn 8, so what's that, 290 kilometers an hour. He's dropped the gears to keep the revs high and the drive higher to, as you come out into turn 8, braking hard into turn 9 through turn 10. We're going to get back up to our fastest speed as we sweep through turn 11. No DRS this lap. And we'll see what speed he gets up to into turn 12. I assume about the 320. Braking hard down to second gear, quickly up to third, just to get the car to rotate. It's back to second, so it's second, third, second. He obviously doesn't want to hold up the car too much, so he lets it in the third, but drops it back to second to get the car to turn. We're quickly approaching another car in front. That could be Jack Song just in front of him. Just trying to make out from the track map up on screen there. It's actually Caesar in front for Cooler Master. By the pink or purple, I can't make it out at the moment. I'll just cross the hill of Caesar to see where he's at. Looks like he's back a bit further. And see, look behind it, yep. So it's definitely Jack Song with Scott Flack. As Jack Song just runs wide there and Scott Flack approaching. There he goes round the outside into turn 9 and 10. He's got the DRS open because he was trailing Jack Song, so he got the right to turn her on, and that's under brakes. The DRS comes back down again, coming into turn 12, 13, and onto the main straight. Hey, Rivers. You see the quite steep descent there from the top of turn 7. top of turn 6, I should say. This is approaching turn 7 at the moment, downhill run, but it's a sharp uphill run as we approach the turn 8 and the sweeping left-handers. So that's Jack Song just behind on the mediums. He's definitely made them last a lot longer than he thought. As looks like number of stops. Looks like Jack's only had 2 stops at the moment. The Black doing this all on 1 stop at the moment. We should see him come into pit anytime soon. And Ito and Foster have made an extra pit stop. Foster's still circulating down in P3 at the moment, and he's got a 20-second deficit to Vagapov in P2, so that gap's really just staying still, not really moving. Vagapov doing a great job from Russia. He's been practicing through the week on the server, so it's definitely showing some pace. As you see Foster there in P3. If I bring up the gaps to the actual leader, we can see that Foster's 42 seconds behind the leader at the moment. But that's Black coming through turn 11. That's Black coming in for his probably last set, I'd say. I did say that he needs to come in one more time. 80k speed limit into the pits. He's got 30 seconds ahead of Vagapov. And this will definitely be his last stop for the night, I'd say. See him exiting pit lane at the moment. This would be what, 13 laps to go on 1 set of softs. So we'll probably need to watch his sector times here, as I reckon he's going to post another fastest lap of the race. We'll just bring that up for you so you can watch along. As it's lap 46, 58, 12, 13 laps to go. That's Vagapov. Looks like he's coming in the pits in the background there, so he's definitely seen Black pit, so it's definitely, he doesn't want to get out of sequence with the leader, so he's coming to pit to protect himself against Foster. But I'd say Foster's come in for his set and he's moved up into P2. So Vagapov's rejoined with 6 seconds behind Foster at the moment. With 12 laps to go, can he do it? We're not too sure. Definitely looks like he'll finish with a podium, unless Porter creeps up with his strategy. He won't need to pit again, as we're seeing all the pit sequences. Ito's coming in again for another set, so not too sure what compound he'll go on to. We'll see when he comes out. Bring up the gap to next. So it looks like Foster and Vagapov down to within half a second, so I'll cross to them. That's Foster going through there now. Oh, and Renato Ito's just received the pit lane penalty. That'll be speeding pit lane, and that's Vagapov coming out of pit lane side by side to Peter Foster. So this will be a battle towards the end. Vagapov's still on cold tyres. Once Vagapov heats those tyres up, this will be a great battle towards the end of the race. Can't remember if Foster's actually pitted for his last set, so whether this is just out of sequence of pit strategy that we're seeing, but Foster's currently in P2 at the moment on screen as Flack's still out in the lead. Crossing the line with 12 laps to go. That's Foster and Peter Vagapov and Thomas Foster side by side coming through turn 12 and 13. So Foster just doing what he can to stay in contact with Vagapov in front in P2. This is for position, so Foster's staying within the 2-second gap to Vagapov, but Vagapov's got a fresher set of tyres, so we'll see if he can keep that gap out front for P2 at the moment, second step of the podium. Let's see how Halil's doing at the moment for Cooler Master. Got the old race face on. He's had a couple of spins, which has cost him a lot of time. As we saw earlier, he got caught up in the kitty litter at the end of turn 12 into turn 13, so he lost a bit of time and track position to Marty Porter, who, now that Ito's served his pit lane penalty, has moved up into P4. We see Jack Song in the background there, just coming on the main straight with Halil Caesar. Still on board with Halil Caesar, currently in P6 at the moment. Probably wasn't expecting this at the start of the race. Neither did we, to be honest. He's always showed good strength and pace in the Formula One league. See him coming down, approaching turn 11, fast right-hand sweeper. He's got 34-second gap to Ronaldo Ito in P5 at the moment. I dare say with 8 laps to go, that's not going to be enough to gain any position. The only battle we can see on screen at the moment is the one between Foster and, just crossed to his driver camp, Foster and Vagapov, driving with us from Russia. So it looks like his ping is doing alright, and the guys are racing together quite tightly, so the software definitely holding up quite well. Flack's been too dominant out front in the Renault black and yellow colours. He's led from start to now, lap 50, lap 51 with 7 laps to go. You can see those front rotors really lighting up as he brakes hard into turn 1 up to 1,000 degrees Celsius. as opposed to something like a V8, which is about 800 degrees Celsius, I think. But these are full carbon brake disc rotors, brake rotors I should say. And if you ever pick one up in your hand, they're light as a feather as well. So amazing technology to get them to work under those temperatures, especially at those speeds. 320 kilometers an hour, you can pull it up to 50 kilometers an hour within 50 meters. So amazing technology going into these Formula One cars. That's why we'll probably see the track record be broken this weekend as we watch the Turkish Grand Prix, as the real guys will be racing there this weekend. So this is a good preview to see what it'll be like when you're sitting back and watching it at home yourselves on the weekend. These guys definitely love racing with us, so they get a better insight as to what the drivers are up to. And if you too ever want to join us, please get in contact with us. We're open to newbies. If you want to come and start racing and see yourself improve, always welcome to join us at Racecentre. I'll just show you Marty Porter, which is racing from in the store here. That's Marty on Sim 5 at the moment. We've got 8 full motion simulators, so you know you can feel the lumps and bumps and the turns and the change of direction. Marty's got enough time to scratch his head thinking about what he's going to do for the next 6 laps and whether he's going to catch Foster in P3. He takes us round for a 52nd lap. As I said before, beautiful presented circuit. Can't wait to watch it on the weekend. You see Marty working hard there. Ronaldo unfortunately dropping back into P6 after that penalty, really costing him his a lot of track time and rhythm. You have to keep coming to pit. It's hard to get back into your rhythm because it takes too long to come through pit lane to serve those penalties. So unfortunately he's dropped back to P5, which moves Little Caesar up into P5 at the moment. That's Marty Porter racing in the store. You can see Marty just counting how many laps are left or whether he can get the job done. I'll just bring up Jack Song, also racing with us from the store on our full motion simulators, triple screen, surround sound, Logitech sound system. See the deep braking and the left-hand dip on the simulator, which represents what you're seeing on screen coming around turn 1, now up through 3 and 4. Okay, so it looks like Foster's dropped off a bit with 5 laps to go. He's down to 9 seconds behind Bagapov, joining with us from Russia, and he's got a little Caesar close behind. So even though Caesar's a further lap back, I'm sure he wants to catch and see if he can get up to the back of Foster there in P3. Unfortunately, he had a couple of early incidences for Master Racing, and that's cost him a lot of track time at the moment. Currently sitting in P5. But it's Thomas Foster on screen in P3 for Mercedes. And we can definitely see Caesar catching the back, trying to get in the draft of Foster, gain position as they come down the hill. T5 and down T6 towards turn 7. You see the track rubbering up there. A lot of rubber being laid down up from these guys doing plenty of hard laps. We've only got 4 laps to go. Scott Flack still with a 20-second lead over Peter Vagapov in P2. And Foster on screen is further 10 seconds back. About to take the 3rd step of the podium. Scott Flack still out front with the fastest lap of the race at 1:19.375. Still lapping in the 1:20.9. Peter Vagopov's catching or slightly quicker with a 1:20.9, which 0.8, which is 1/100ths of a second quicker. Bring up Caesar as he's chasing down Thomas Foster at the moment. The chopper cams just flying past there. Caesar just dropping down to 3rd to get the car to turn in. And here he goes. Coming out of turn 6 towards turn 7. Deep under brakes. Got to get the car to turn in, not hit the apex as he does. And you can see Foster taking a wider line there as we're approaching turn 8. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 fast left-hand corners. You can see the coming off track for Foster there, really costing time, and Halil gets through to unlap himself from Thomas Foster in P3. Scott Flack out in front, as he has been for the entirety of the race pretty much. Too strong for the rest of the guys. The guys further back starting to bunch up. So that's Vagapov going through turn 1 into 3, 4. And these, okay, so here we go. We've got Halil Caesar, Thomas Foster on screen, and that looks like Rinaldi Ito from Indonesia in P6 at the moment. And he's also chasing. Foster hard in these set of soft tyres. There goes Ito up screen. Foster's just let him go. He knows that's not his battle because he's already looking at a spot on the podium. Not quite the national anthem for him tonight, but it'll probably go to Scott Flack in P1. As we've got 2 laps to go, it's Scott Flack. Stellar job out front. Flag to flag. Lead for him. Green to checkered. Looks like Ronaldo Ito's trying to chase down Halil Caesar in P5 and 6. We'll keep an eye on that in the timing screen as we watch Scott Flack bring us home in the last couple of laps. Don't have any driver cam because he's not in the shop with us tonight. Usually races with us with Marty Porter and Michael DeMellon. Usually racing with us, but he's not well enough to come into the shop and doesn't want to spread the love. As we see Porter P4 just quickly pitting, he's still got enough time to do it. He's 2 laps to go. Bit of a strange time, but he obviously couldn't get the tyres to work for him quite so well. As we'll see, Porter is coming out of pit lane there. Go back to Scott Flack because we're on the last lap at the moment. Been pretty dominant in this season so far, so he's definitely at the top of the championship at the moment, and he'll stretch that lead after this race. And with that fastest lap of the race, he'll collect that extra point. So he'll finish the race on 21 points if positions stay the same. Peter Vagapov in his, we'll call him a rookie, but I don't think he's, it's his first rodeo. It's just his first race with us at the moment, so good race from him. Looks like he'll be finishing in P2. And Thomas Foster, after a couple of extra pit stops than everyone else, I'll just quickly see how many pit stops everyone's done. And yes, definitely Vagapov and Foster and Porter. And Renato Ito, unfortunately, having a couple extra pit stops. And that's Scott Flack crossing the line. Congratulations to him. Another dominant drive from Scott Flack in P2. Peter Vagapov coming down into turn 12. 13 and 14, and he'll cross the line. And he's giving the boys on pit lane something to cheer about as he crosses into P2. Great effort from him. And Thomas Foster, looks like Hello Caesar just pipped Rinaldi Ito for position 5 as we're still waiting for Thomas Foster to cross the line. There he is, just crossing the line in P3, and Porter coming around to take us through the last couple of laps, last couple of corners before he collects the checkered flag in P4. Not the best result for him. I'm sure he wanted a bit more than that, but unfortunately got caught up in a couple of incidents at the start. Tried a different tyre strategy as they cut him and Jack Song both from Racecentre across the finish line together. Okay, so at the end of that, it's Scott Flack, Peter Vagapov in Red Bull Racing in P2, Thomas Foster on the third step of the podium, Marty Porter unfortunately in P4, Hello Caesar in P5 after the couple of incidents earlier on in the race, and Ronaldo Ito doing a great job, a few battles up front, but unfortunately copped a couple of pit lane penalties there, and Jack Song doing a great job as well, coming home for Racing Point in P7. Okay, so again, if you want to join us next round, we are racing on a mystery track, which the boys usually choose which sort of track they want to race, and I'm sure it's going to be Portimao as we missed that round a couple of weeks ago. That'll be on the 26th of November, so if you want to get on board for that, definitely send us a message on Facebook or give us a call via our website. And then we've got the grand final on the 10th of December at Abu Dhabi. Once again, I'm your host, Shane Guilford. Thanks for joining us tonight, and hope you enjoyed the coverage. Hit the like button, thumbs up, and we'll see you on the next. With thanks to our sponsors, Julian James at Burley Heads, Racecentre is proud to announce that we'll be giving away this Supercars Limited Edition Pulsar watch to the winner of our 2020 V8 League season. The special watch features include chronograph function, stainless steel hard-coated case with black pattern leather strap and red stitching, date, calendar and 100 meters water resistant. Once again, we'd like to thank our friends at Julian James.
There's a new whiskey in town, one that embodies the strength and character of our people, that dares to do it our own way, crafted by a master distiller to create something uniquely Australian. Ned, Australian whiskey.
If you believe in it, then anything is possible.